Thank you. If you're able, will you please rise for the playing of the national anthem? Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our spring concert. I'm Mr. McLean, the Fitch Band and Orchestra Director. This fine group behind me is the Fitch Chamber Orchestra. Our first piece on the program is Dreams of Zhao by Stephen Chin. This is kind of a inspirational piece in the sense of he was looking at ancient Chinese music for his inspiration. So it's kind of based on the Emperor Zhao, who reigned in China around the 9th century BC. And during this period, it was generally considered to be the genesis of the first Qing, a series of division texts that can help interpret thoughts and dreams. So in the Dreams of Zhao, it starts with an expanse of harmonics, and that is a shroud that shrouds this truly plaintive melody in the first violins. It leads into an energetic section that evokes many aspects of what one would imagine to be a vibrant life in ancient China. At one point, all the main themes combine to create a truly dreamlike state. This work concludes with thrilling cascades of repeated 16th notes. So we hope you enjoy the Dreams of Zhao. It's also going to feature 3 of our senior violinists. Thank you. This spring, I was very fortunate to once again have a student teacher working with us, Miss Katie Farrington. She's a clarinet player and music education major from YSU. She's been working with both myself and Mrs. Rutledge, one of our elementary general music teachers. Miss Farrington has worked with the 8th grade band, the chamber orchestra, the concert band, and symphonic band, as well as kindergarten and 2nd grade general music classes. So now, to conduct our next 2 pieces on the program, please welcome to the stage Miss Farrington.
Hello. Hi. So the next piece that we're going to play, it is called Dryfin, and it's by Shoal J. Atwell. And this piece is kind of interesting. So it's the word Dryfin itself is based off of the Middle English word for driven. And that's kind of exactly what this piece is. It's very exciting. There's a lot of movement going on, not a lot of calmness. So that last piece, it had some moments where, you might be able to relax a little bit, but not really this one. One of the things that I think is the most interesting about it and challenging for the musicians is that all parts have a little bit of something different. Not everybody's going to be playing the same thing at every single time. There's a lot of just challenging variation in this piece where students kind of have to develop some independence in what they're playing. So it's been really fun to put this piece together, and I hope you enjoy. So the next piece that we're going to play is actually something that many of you may be familiar with. It is the Kingdom Dance from the movie Tangled. I promise I picked this before they decided to scrap the live action version. But this is the Kingdom Dance, so this plays, it's composed by Alan Menken, arranged by Robert Longfield, and it plays whenever they arrive in the royal city, and there's all these people dancing, and everybody's happy. So this piece is very much so a dance. It's just super, super fun to play, and this year is actually, believe it or not, the 15th anniversary of Tangled, which makes me feel kind of old. So I hope you enjoy Tangled. I know this is one of my favorite movies, and the kids have really enjoyed it, so we've had a lot of fun with this piece. And now back to Mr. McLean.
All right, before we play our last piece, I want to recognize our senior string members. So on violin, we have Elijah Abdul, Shaylin Smith, and Josie Salito. You guys can stand up. And on our low strings, on cello, we have Mylea Gibbs and Robert Roach. And I also wanted to throw a special note in there that Josie Salito will also be a music education major this fall at YSU. All right, our last piece is titled Postcards from Russia. It's arranged by Carrie Lane Grusel. This is a thrilling set of 3 Russian folk tunes, Minka, Meadowland, and Korobushka. We performed this piece earlier this semester at the OMEA Solo and Ensemble adjudicated event where we earned a superior rating, so we hope you enjoy Postcards from Russia. All right, thank you everybody so much for coming out. I do encourage everybody, please stay for the rest of the concert. Concert band and symphonic band are also doing great, so we'd love your support for them. And once again, this is the Fitch Chamber Orchestra. All right, good evening again, and welcome back for the second portion of our spring concert. This group behind me is our Fitch Concert Band. For their first piece, would you help me welcome back to the podium Miss Farrington?
Hello, I'm back. So the next piece, or I guess the first piece that they'll be playing, the next piece that you'll be hearing is called The Thunderer by John Philip Sousa. We love Sousa marches around here. And this one is actually kind of special to me because I played this one when I was in high school, when my high school band went to Disney. So this one has like a little special place in my heart. This march is actually kind of interesting because his daughter, John Philip Sousa's daughter, claimed that it was his favorite march that he had written. But Sousa was not the best businessman in the entire world, and he sold this march, as well as a couple of his other marches. He sold the rights to them for like $35 back in the day, not knowing that they would be what they are now. So kind of an interesting little backstory behind this one, but it's super charming. We've had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you enjoy.
All right, our second piece is Themes from Jurassic Park. This is arranged by Michael Sweeney. This is a captivating medley of the composer John Williams' wonderful film score to the 1993 blockbuster. All right, we are going to bring out our student teacher, Miss Farrington, out for a final time to conduct this next piece with concert band. So I want to invite her on out now. She's in the clarinet section, so if you can come up here. I'm going to brag about her for a little bit. Miss Farrington has done a tremendous job this year working with all of our classes and students, so much so that she was actually able to finish her student teaching placement 1 week early. And then after spring break, she returned to Fitch as a long-term sub for Mr. Anthony in our modern band program. This past weekend, she officially graduated from YSU. She is a real teacher now, and I'm happy to announce that she was just offered a job at Lisbon teaching K-5 general music next fall. And just as a token of our appreciation from all of my classes, we wanted to present her with a small parting gift.
I'm back. So the last piece that I'm going to conduct, but there's still more. Don't worry, there's more. The last piece that I'm going to conduct is called Fanfare, Ode, and Festival. And it is 3 separate movements of a piece, and they are, you guessed it, fanfare, ode, and festival. Fanfare is very like royalty sounding. Imagine you're walking into a castle, you hear the trumpets, it's super, super fun, super energetic. Then ode is kind of an interesting one because it slows things down a lot. And you might think that that might be easy for the musicians, but actually I would say that the slower movement is probably the hardest out of the 3. It requires such intense focus, and you gotta be counting through rests and stuff, and it is just actually probably the most challenging of the 3 movements. And then the final one is called Festival, and it is exactly that. It sounds like a celebration. It's very, very lively. It gets pretty fast at the end, and so just a very kind of well-rounded piece here, and so I'm glad that we had the opportunity to work on that.
I want to say that this ensemble has seen a lot of growth this school year, and things have been going so well this spring that we actually added this next piece to our concert program just last week. They were able to tackle this piece in only 6 or 7 rehearsals, and that's including today. So I'm very proud of the work they've been putting in, especially as of late. So I hope you enjoy Darklands March by Randall Standridge. All right, before we play our last piece, I want to recognize our senior members of concert band. We have Isabella Martinez on clarinet, Dana DeLucia, go ahead and stand up. Dana DeLucia and Joey Savage on horn, Jeff Sheridan on trombone, Kayana London on tuba, as well as Luke Hammond and JJ Russo in percussion. You guys can give a wave. So how about our concert band seniors? All right, our last piece is entitled Nathan Hale Trilogy. It's by James Kurnow. It is a 3-movement work. It is based on the life of a famous Revolutionary War hero named Nathan Hale. So this just kind of depicts some different things throughout his military career. This is a very common contest piece. It's a staple of the band literature, and it's been around for quite a while. So we hope you enjoy this one. It's going to be a great final piece for the concert band portion of this program. So thank you. All right, thank you again for being a great audience. Again, we ask you to please stick around for symphonic band. Going to be another great portion of the concert. We'll take a brief 10-minute intermission to get these groups changed. We'll be on our way. Thank you very much. All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to our final portion of our concert. This group is the Fitch Symphonic Band. Our first piece was His Honor. That was one of Henry Fillmore's most famous marches. Henry Fillmore and his professional Fillmore Band were in residency at the Cincinnati Zoo in the 1930s. So this was a circus march, essentially, and it was named and dedicated for the mayor Russell Wilson of Cincinnati in 1933. So now, for a much more modern piece, this one is entitled Timepiece, and I would like to now welcome and invite our guest conductor to the podium, our assistant marching band director and 5th and 6th grade band director, Mr. Caleb Baldwin.
Good evening, everyone. Like Mr. McLean said, my name is Mr. Caleb Baldwin. I teach 3rd through 5th grade general music and 5th grade band at AIS. Co-direct 6th grade band with Mr. Martin at AMS, and am the assistant band director here at Fitch with Mr. McLean. Before we get into this piece, here's some backstory on why this piece was chosen and what it means to the people who have been impacted by it. Last school year, Mr. McLean asked if I had any pieces in my personal music library that would be fun for the symphonic band and gave some criteria for any piece I might pick. I recommended Timepiece by Reynold Stanridge and told him I had a strong connection to the piece, but at the time I didn't go into too much detail why it was special to me. Flash forward to this year, and Mr. McLean asked to borrow the piece for symphonic band to learn for tonight. I loaned it to him, and he generously offered me the baton for this piece. So over the past few weeks, I've come by, worked with symphonic band. So please help me thank both Mr. McLean and the symphonic band for their generosity in sharing the stage with me tonight. This next piece, Timepiece, has two meanings. To Reynold Stanridge, the composer of this piece, it is meant to remind the listener of the intricate inner workings of a clock with the obnoxious crowing of a cuckoo clock. To me, this piece is about hard work, dedication, camaraderie during difficult times, and resiliency. The last time I programmed this piece was in the 2019 to 2020 school year during my first year teaching at Newberry Local Schools in Geauga County. Other than these last few weeks, the last time I had heard it played was March 13th, 2020, when the students left for a 2-week stay-at-home order that lasted much longer than the 2 weeks. For my students at Newberry, those 2 weeks never ended as the school shut down later that June. Even though my students put in countless hours of practicing and rehearsing Timepiece, they never got the payoff of the performance. Not only was this hard for my students, but it was also hard for me as their director and a first-year teacher going through something that nobody had experienced before, that being the COVID-19 pandemic. Timepiece became a piece that I strived to conduct, and I'm honored to be here tonight to finally fulfill this goal of mine. With that, I would like to dedicate this performance to the Newberry High School Black Knight Band, and to one student in particular from that band. Some backstory of this district is that it was very small and very tight-knit. The entire district had around 350 students with a graduating class of roughly 25. It was a very small district where everyone was friends with everyone. That included my tuba player named Ben Terrell. Ben was a star of the basketball team, a monster in track and cross country, an outstanding citizen on the road to earning his rank of Eagle Scout in his Boy Scout troop, and an incredible and outgoing tuba player. In my high school band of 23 students, I could always rely on Ben to step up to any challenge, including Timepiece. Ben, along with the rest of his band at Newberry, would never get the chance to perform this piece in front of an audience. Fast forward a few months to the following October, almost 5 months after I gave my virtual goodbyes to my students at Newberry, I received an email from a student that Ben had passed away. A fact I haven't mentioned about Ben is that he had a very pronounced lisp. While his friends and peers at while his friends loved and adored him at Newberry and were able to see him past his speech impediment, his peers at his new school were not as kind to him and bullied him relentlessly. This led to Ben taking his own life. Ben's memory has been a lasting reminder to be kind to one another and to check in with friends, as it's impossible to know what somebody is going through. With that being said, I would like to dedicate this performance of this next piece to the Newberry High School Black Knight Band and Ben Terrell. While many people recognize this piece as reminiscent of the intricacies of a clock and the charm of a cuckoo clock, this piece means much more than that to me. Please enjoy Timepiece by Randall Stanridge.
How about another round of applause for Mr. Baldwin? Our next piece is entitled O Magnum Mysterium. It's arranged by H. Robert Reynolds. This is a fine arrangement that brings Morton Lardison's Reverent Masterwork to the concert band stage. This was originally a stunning work of a magnificent choral piece that has become a staple of choral repertoire. This is a serene and expressive composition with fluid lines and lovely harmonies. So we hope you enjoy something a little different, O Magnum Mysterium. All right, our next piece, more so symphonique, will feature our senior trombone soloist, Robert Mitchell Roach. Hopefully a familiar face to you as our senior drum major. He's played in the orchestra, pit orchestras, the jazz band, the marching band, and the symphonic band here at Fitch. Outside of Fitch, he's been accepted into numerous other honors ensembles, such as YSUYO, OMEA District 5 Honors Band, Honors Jazz Band, and the OMEA Northeast Regional Orchestra. He plans to major in pharmacy at the University of Toledo this fall, where he also plans to continue in his musical endeavors. Please help me welcome to the stage Robert Mitchell Roach. Thank you, Robert. Bravo. How about another round of applause for Robert? We have such a talented group of seniors, and I realize that I left out one of our seniors from concert band. So, Jesse Maley, will you stand up? Give a round of applause for Jesse Maley. He also plays in concert band. And just so I don't forget anybody, can I have all my symphonic band seniors stand up, give a wave, all symphonic band seniors. I do want to also do a special shout out in this group of seniors. We have two in this ensemble that will be majoring in music education this fall. Both are in our percussion section. We have JJ Rusu, who will be attending YSU as a percussion major. And we have Julia Wildman. She'll be attending Florida Gulf Coast as a vocal major. All right, our next piece, The Light Eternal. So on February 3rd, 1943, the SS Dorchester, which was an American troop transport vessel, sank in the icy waters off the coast of Greenland, the victim of a German U-boat. Of the 904 men aboard, 605 were lost. Among those who perished were 4 Army chaplains, each of a different faith, each called to the same duty. The testimony of the survivors tells the story best. As overcrowded lifeboats capsized, as rafts drift away empty, and men milled around on deck on the ragged edge of panic, the only fragment of hope came from these 4 men, and when the life jackets were gone, they gave away their own. As the survivors swam away, They remember the chaplains standing, their arms linked, braced against the slanting deck. They were praying words of prayer in Latin, Hebrew, and English. The Light Eternal, based on the well-known hymn God of Our Fathers, is a reflective work that musically recounts this magnificent story. Commissioned by the Orville High School Concert Band, Robert Hennell and Dave Tibbetts, directors, the premiere performance took place on May 19, 1991 at the University of Akron Wayne College in Orville, Ohio. We hope you enjoy The Light Eternal. And that was Rocco Basil on the soprano sax solo as well. All right, before we wrap up, I just wanted to take a second to thank you all for coming out to support our bands tonight and our orchestra. Your support in the audience means the world to us, so thank you very much. I'd like to also point your attention to the back of the program. Help me give a special thanks to all of the people and organizations listed there that help us and support us with our concerts. Our admin teams at Fitch and Central Office and Board of Ed for all their support this year, so thank you to them. A special thank you to our band boosters for contributing to a myriad of things. They assist us especially throughout the entire year, but especially concert season, marching band season, all these recent concerts this spring, and a band trip earlier in the semester, so we appreciate you. So thank you to our band boosters. I always like to thank the rest of the music department for their collaboration and hard work. We've been have had so many great concerts and events planned throughout the last couple weeks, and we still have a few left. We have a great deal of excellent music education happening here, and if you were at last night's AMS band concert, you know what I mean. So I was blown away by Mr. Martin and Mr. Baldwin's ensemble, so we have a bright future at Fitch here ahead of us. So thank you to Mr. Martin and Mr. Baldwin. If they're here, they can come on out. I'd also like to thank a lot of the behind-the-scenes help that we get putting on our shows. School Resource Officer Dina, the APD, for providing security, our Falcon Media, our maintenance and custodial teams, Mr. Tommy DeLuca back there, our auditorium manager in the sound and light booth. So thank you for all of our supporting cast members tonight. And finally, I just want to thank my family, my wife and daughter, for their constant love, support of my lifestyle, because being a music director isn't a job, it's a lifestyle. I've said that before, so I thank them for embracing the craziness that is the school year. All right, I think we're all set now, so the Austintown tradition continues with the color guard presentation of the American flag as the band concludes with our national march, The Stars and Stripes Forever. Thank you once again for coming out tonight and being a great audience. How about one final applause for the Fitch Symphonic Band? Into the class of 2025.